Hi guys, welcome to Project Homestead. Today we're going to be going over my meal plan for the month and kind of showing you guys how I do this on a budget, as budget friendly as I possibly can. And I also have a new thing that I want to start doing to make my freezer meal preparation even easier. So I'm going to share that with you as well in this video. I had originally planned on doing a garden video and getting in my garden and really upping the garden game and planting a whole bunch of stuff. But I threw my back out 2 days ago. It's a lot better than yesterday and way better than 2 days ago when I threw it out, but it's still not garden ready. So I'm not gonna even play with that. I want this to heal as quickly as possible so that I can just get on with things. So today we're going to be doing the freezer meals and I hope that you enjoy. All right, so this month I'm going to break up my freezer meals into 2 dinner meal videos, and I'm going to be doing an Asian inspired flavor portfolio with multiple recipes in that video, and then I'm also going to be doing a Hispanic Mexican flavored portfolio, and I'm also going to be doing breakfast. So breakfast and dinner are the times of day that I kind of just in the morning I want to wake up and have it easy start and kind of get going with the day. And then dinners, I'm usually pretty tired, and like today I'm going to be getting out a shepherd's pie and it's going to be very easy for me and I'm not gonna have to do any of it actually. I'm just gonna have my husband get it out of the freezer and I'm gonna have him pop it into the oven and they can serve themselves and I don't have to worry about it. And that is really great for today because I have thrown my back out and there is no way I wanna be in the kitchen today making anything. All right, so let's move on. Let's get some more freezer meals in the freezer to make our lives even easier. So what I do first is I like to get inspiration. I like to go online. I like to kind of just search what it is, the flavor portfolio that I'm looking for, and I like to get inspiration. This may seem kind of like a no-brainer, but I'm just going to say it anyways. Choose meals that you know your family is going to like or that you are pretty sure your family's going to like. Always do some freezer meals that you know your family's going to like, that you know you've done before, that you know your family enjoys, and you know that it freezes well. Always do multiple ones of those and then throw in like 1 or 2 that you haven't done, that you think, hey, I think my family would like that. It kind of spice things up a bit. It kind of make things a bit different. And then try those. And then go off of what your family, their reaction, if they enjoyed it, if they didn't enjoy it. And then you can add that to your list of recipes. Now, every month I kind of go through and I have written down on the paper like a whole bunch of different papers with recipes written down and I keep them kind of in an area. But the other day somebody spilled their water or juice or something onto my papers and they were all just destroyed. All of my recipes I've kind of just kept together were destroyed. So I thought I really need to get a better system for storing my recipes. The elderly gentleman that lived in the house before us left this box here, and this is so old school, which I actually really love. It's kind of a very traditional way of doing your recipes. I'm sure there's lots of really fancy ways to do it online. I'm not about the doing it electronically. I like to do it physical, and I just think there's something really romantic, very special, very intimate about looking through your recipes, pulling out your card and going, okay, what's on this recipe? You know what I mean? So what I'm going to be doing from this point forward is I'm going to be taking one of these large cards here, and it's front and back. It's got the lines on it, and then I'm going to be writing down the recipes that I know my family really enjoys, and I'm going to be putting them in categories, and I'm also going to be testing out new recipes. I'll keep the new recipes written down in a notebook, and if my family enjoyed it, they will be added into the recipes where I will keep them forever. I have quite a lot of cards already in here, and there is room for so many more recipes, so I am very excited. Labels by Mel. Let's take that off. We don't need that. This is like this is like from the 80s, this box. The gentleman that lived here before bought this house in 1980. He left so many things, and this is one of the things that he left, and I'm going to use it for my recipes. So thanks. Thanks, Mark. I'm not going to be doing this now. This is for later, but I just wanted to share with you that is what I'm going to be doing. I will also most likely laminate each of these cards as I go along so that they don't get spills or destroyed while I'm using them, and they can last for longer. And then when I get older, I can give this box of recipes. I love the idea of giving these recipes to my children one day, you know, and they can remember being in the kitchen with me and going through these recipes with me. And I feel like it's a really beautiful way of connecting yourself with your children even when you pass on. That may sound really weird, I don't know, but I just really love the idea of doing my recipes this way. And so this is definitely how I'm going to do it from this point forward. All right, let's move on. There isn't really a lot to share in this video. It's pretty easy. First, you want to get your inspiration. Like I said earlier, you're going to want to make sure that you're choosing things that you already know you love and that you already know your family likes. Like for instance, I have chili written down, and I went online and I got inspiration for Mexican lasagna. I'd heard of it before. I might have tried it in the past as well, but I'm 99% sure my family is going to really enjoy Mexican lasagna. So I went ahead and I wrote that down on my list. I wrote down beef empanadas. My friend Maritza made them the other day and I really wanted to try them. They sounded really good and I thought that's going to freeze up so well. I also want to try some taquitos, some freezer taquitos. I don't know if my family is going to like them, but 99% sure they will. And I also want to make up some taco filling just for anything. Like if you have ready-made taco filling, I feel like you can do so many things if you've got that pre-cooked meat in the pantry, sorry, in the deep freezer, not in the pantry. Don't keep it in the pantry. That would not be shelf stable. But if you have some chicken that you've seasoned up with your taco seasoning, or you have some beef, then you can pull that out. You can pair it with rice or beans or rice and beans or other vegetables, or you can have it with salad or just put it in a lettuce cup and eat it. I mean, the sky's the limit. So I always try to keep seasoned taco meat, whether it's chicken or beef, in my deep freezer. I'm also going to be doing tortillas, and I'm going to try to make my own taco shells. I will only do the taco shells if my taco press comes, but if not, then I won't be doing those. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the Hispanic, the Mexican kind of meals. You know, I just went online, I got some inspiration, and then I went through and I wrote them down on a list. The next flavor portfolio is Asian. My son, if you know him, he adores ramen noodle soup. So I would buy ramen noodle soup once a month, and I've always done that for them, and he really enjoys it. And I thought to myself, it's not really the best. The stuff that's inside of the soup broth, little packets and stuff, it's really just chemicals. So this month we're going to be making ourselves our very own ramen noodle base. And then all I have to do is get the base out, warm it up, throw the noodles in, toss in some vegetables, and we're good to go. I have miso base, but I didn't mean to write miso. I meant to write ramen. So then it was all about being inspired because I don't make a lot of Asian food. And so what I did is I went online and I got inspired and I saw this Asian meat filling and I thought that would be so delicious just to pull out, stick it in some lettuce leaves and eat it. What a beautiful idea. And so I decided that I was going to go ahead and do an Asian meat filling. And then I came across orange chicken, which I used to love as a teenager. So I wrote down orange chicken. And then I came across this Thai coconut soup, which brought me back to when I was pregnant. It was this little restaurant and I used to get this Thai coconut soup all the time. And I really, really loved it. And the last thing I know I want to do, which I really want to try and get a recipe that I really enjoy, is kimchi. So we will be making kimchi, which isn't a freezer meal thing, but it's also something that you can store in the refrigerator for long term and it just gets better with time. So I think kimchi is going to be such a nice little added bonus to this recipe video. I'm also going to be going onto a YouTuber's page, which I love her recipes. Back in the day, I was obsessed with her when I was vegan. Her name is Mommy Tang, and I'll put her channel down below so that you can pop over there if you want to. But she used to make these videos. I haven't watched her in years, but I still really love her, and she got me so addicted to Korean food. I adore Korean food because of her. And so I'm going to be going onto her page. I'm going to find something that I can turn into a freezer meal, and I'm going to make it because her stuff is so delicious and she knows how to cook. So that will be in the Asian inspired freezer video, so keep your eye out for that. So once I have the meals I'm going to be making, I go through and I look at different recipes and I kind of compare the ingredients and kind of come up with my own recipe. What is easy for me, what ingredients I have. I like to go through the ingredients that I have and I like to kind of think, how can I change this? How can I tweak it? Once you've got all the ingredients for your recipe, that's when it gets a little daunting. And in the beginning, it is very daunting. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off and tell you. What I did in the beginning was very daunting. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I went through and I looked at all the ingredients that I needed for the recipes, and then I looked at the different stores. I looked at Woolies, I looked at Kohl's, I looked at IGA, and I looked at Spudshed, and Costco. And I wrote down, I had a list of all the different ingredients that I would need, and then I would write the different stores across the top of the paper, and then I wrote down the price. And then afterwards, I went through with a highlighter and I highlighted the shop that had the best price for that particular ingredient that I was using. I've done this so many times that I don't need to do that anymore. And I don't think I really need to show you that process because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to write down the ingredients to your recipe, and then you're going to price check them at all the different stores. And do that with all of your meals. And then once you've got the best prices, you can go through and write your list for each store. And when you go to each store, you're going to be getting the best price for that ingredient because you know at Costco, I'm going to be getting corn chips and beef and cheese because I get that there a lot. And then at Aldi, which I actually didn't mention Aldi, I shop at Aldi as well. At Aldi, I'm going to get my butter and I'm going to get my pasta and, you just have those items written down on a list for Costco. What's the cheapest I can buy at Costco? And then you get that at Costco. What's the cheapest thing that I can get at Woolies? It is a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. I probably sound a little crazy, but it really saved me some money. So I guess a way that you can look at it is, where do I want to spend? Do I want to spend my time or do I want to spend my money? We spend a lot of money nowadays on comfort and convenience. And when you are willing to step outside of that comfort zone a little bit and go the extra mile, you really do save a lot of money. And that starts to add up and add up and add up and add up. And it really helps get you out of debt a lot faster than you would if you're just writing down what you want for your recipe, finding the most delicious looking recipe, writing it down, and then going with that. I also like to look at the recipes online, and I like to look at how many ingredients are in those recipes. I go with the recipe with the least amount of ingredients, and then I kind of play with it there. A lot of the times, I'll even take out some of the ingredients that were in that recipe, try to make my own little recipe, and keep it as cheap as possible. If you're going through every month and you're just going, orange chicken, I want to do that, and then finding a really yummy one, writing down all the ingredients, and then so on and so forth, and you've got all these recipes that you're going to do for a freezer meal, you're going to blow out your budget. Bulk cooking can either blow out the budget or really tighten it. And so it just really depends on whether you're going to take that time or not and write down where you can get things the cheapest and kind of play with the recipes, kind of say, okay, well, I don't have this ingredient, but I have this ingredient, so I'm going to swap that out this month. Or I know I can get this really inexpensively, so I'm going to swap this ingredient for this ingredient and just kind of play with it. It took me a whole entire day of going through all the different recipes that I wanted to do and then writing down all the ingredients and then cross-checking all those ingredients. It took me a whole entire day from like the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. But then what I had the next day was golden. I had a list for Costco. I had a list for Aldi, Spudshed, etc. And each list for each store had ingredients that I could find the cheapest at that given store. Now, your recipes will change, but the ingredients a lot of the time don't change. So once you do this enough times and you get enough of those ingredients on your list and you check it out enough, you'll start figuring out which store you can get what ingredient at the best price. I would highly recommend that you don't in the beginning just assume that you know the best price. I did that for a while. I kind of knew which store I could get the cheapest cheese at, or I knew the store I could get the cheapest this at or that at. And then one month I just decided, hey, I'm actually gonna really write this down, and I did, and I was blown away. I didn't actually know a lot of that stuff. Not until I actually took the time to write those ingredients down, write the price down at all the different stores, cross-check those prices, and then do that after a few months. Now, prices will kind of fluctuate a little bit here and there, but they stay the same mostly. So I highly recommend giving it a go and writing everything down and spending that time for yourself. Just take one day out of each month for like 3, maybe 4 months, and then do that for yourself. You'll start really saving yourself a lot of money. All right, so now I have a list of meals I'm going to be making this month, and I will do videos for each of those different meals. Well, I'll do video for the Asian inspired, and then I'll do a video for the Hispanic Mexican inspired. And then I will do a breakfast video as well. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for the breakfast video yet. I know I'm going to do breakfast burritos. I know I'm going to do breakfast sandwiches. I'm going to do a breakfast kind of like fruit bake / cobbler. I'm thinking about doing French toast, and I'm not ever frozen French toast though, so I don't know if that's going to be good. So we'll see. So you'll have 3 different videos this month of January of the different freezer meals that I'm going to be doing. So look out for those. But as for this video, we're pretty much done. My back is finished. It wants me to go and rest it a little bit. So I'm going to go and do that. But yeah, I really hope this video helped you guys out and helped give you some ideas, or really just at least inspire you to get out there. If you are struggling with some debt and you do want to get it paid off, you can do it. Believe in yourself. In the beginning, it sucks and you feel like, is this even helping? But if you keep putting that energy towards it and you keep working and you keep working, then you'll get there. I cannot tell you how good it feels. I feel light. I feel hopeful. I feel re-inspired to do things because I know for sure that our debt will be paid off this year. I know that in 2023, minus our mortgage. Minus our tiny little mortgage, we'll have all of our debt paid off. And a lot of this has to do with me being a good steward over my money. When I say money, my money, I mean the money that my husband makes. I always call it my money, and he teases me, but I mean our money. But being a good steward of the money that's coming into your home. And if you keep doing that and keep doing it and keep doing it, over time you will start going, hey, that's been paid off, or hey, that's done, or hey, I did this. And you'll start feeling really good about it. So I really encourage you to take a moment and figure out what works best for your family and go and do it, because you deserve it. You deserve that. Just like I deserve it, you deserve that as well. All right, guys, that's the video. I'm gonna go sit down in a more comfortable chair, and I will see you guys back here on Wednesday. Wait, it's Tuesday now. Yeah, so I'll see you guys back here on Friday, and then hopefully the next Monday video, my back is a lot better and we can do something in the garden or something a bit more interesting than going over a food budget. But thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it, because you're taking your time and spending it with me, and that means a lot to me, and I don't take that for granted. So I just want to thank you again for spending your time with me, and I hope 2023 is just awesome for you, and I hope that it is explosive growth for you, and I hope that you can find happiness and joy. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.